Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic.
It goes Jolin Ton.
Hello everybody and welcome to Dream Team Tonic episode 24. With me, as usual, co-host Ben. Are you there, Ben?
How you doing, chaps?
Alright, mate. Are you there, James?
I'm here, mate.
All safe and sound. We'll dive straight in today to our teams. Let's see what's going on with our teams. How's it going, James?
Well, Tony, it's not the greatest week so far. I got nothing from my midfield. I got 18 points from Kane, but everyone has him. I brought in Mason Mount for Gundogan. That got me 3 points. Although, with KDB getting injured, I'm now thinking I wish I hadn't done that because I think Gundogan plays better without KDB, and he has to push forwards. So I'm now thinking I might have to bring him back, but we'll see. I've got Salah and Jota to play Leeds tomorrow night. I nearly brought in Iheanacho, but I just felt that Leeds versus Liverpool might be a high-scoring game. So we'll find out tomorrow whether I've made the right call there. I'm still thinking Iheanacho is a good shout. It's easy to say that after he's scored again, though, isn't it?
Yeah, true.
Pretty average week for me. Not very high scoring, although I haven't dropped that many places. 28 points with Salah and Jota to play.
How many transfers you got left there?
Still got 2 transfers left. So, a bit of leeway there.
Not too short then, are you? If the
No.
Especially with De Bruyne and Kane, the injuries that are being touted.
Yeah. So if they are out for any length of time, then I can make some moves. So that's good.
Yes, not too harsh then, is it?
Yeah.
Happy days. On to my team. I made my last 2 transfers because obviously Liverpool going out of Europe was a big one. That forced me hand kind of thing, and I thought Son with Spurs fixtures this week forward, I fancied him, so I put in Son, and then it left me with minimal. Obviously, I took out Werner. Finally took out Werner. He's gone. He's a goner. So Werner to Son, which left me with minimal funds, and I took out Jota, and I put in Greenwood, which has been an inspired, if not forced, bit of a transfer
Don't
business.
do yourself down, Tony. It's a masterstroke.
Well, it does seem like a masterstroke at this moment in time. But yeah, so it really boosted me week. I mean, I think like most, Mendy not playing, it's a bit of a sucker punch that with a clean sheet against City.
Yeah.
And obviously the main man Mendy, who's been like playing most games, pivotal to a lot of their clean sheets, hasn't played. Azpilicueta, Rudiger did. Rudiger only got the 5. Maguire obviously conceded against Burnley today. Fernandes 0. Greenwood with a man. Happy with 54. I think that's quite a big score for the week, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
From what I've seen knocking around. My march to the top 10 in the Dream Team Tonic League is on. It's on.
Did you see Tuchel said Mendy, Arrizabalaga might play against Brighton in the next game.
Yeah, I did see that. Is there an injury with Mendy? Because he wasn't on the bench either.
No, he was on the bench, I think. But
I thought I seen Caballero on the bench.
Mistaken.
Unless I've seen something different.
I think he's fine. It was just I think he's just playing him as a cup goalie, and he said he's happy to have 2 good goalkeepers, etc. But he might play against Brighton as well, which is I thought was a bit odd.
I mean, yeah, Chelsea's they brought in Mendy, didn't they? And I don't want to go back to keeper because keeper he made quite a few big errors,
Mm,
but I think Mendy. I think he's got some of them big errors in him. I think there's certain times where I watched him kick a ball out straight to a striker, or I've watched a few times he's flapped at a few things. And I'm thinking he's not he's not an Ederson. You know what I mean?
no,
He's not someone who seems quite secure, who can watch a team keep the ball for 85 minutes of a game and then keep his head and do something decent.
they've been linked with that Italian goalkeeper Donnarumma, is it?
Is that the AC Milan guy?
Yeah,
Donnarumma.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They've been strongly linked with him, which doesn't say that, which just says they're not 100% convinced by Mendy.
No, I'm not. I, I, I mean, he's doing all right for the dream team because obviously Chelsea are keeping a lot of clean sheets. But I just don't think he's been asked a lot of questions. Yeah, keeper.
Mm,
Whether
yeah,
he's going to put him in for the next couple of games, it'd be interesting, won't it? I don't think.
yeah.
I think he's trying to keep it happy there. Obviously, you don't want. They spent what was it, 90 million, something silly like that.
It's world record transfer for a goalkeeper, wasn't it? I think.
It's an unbelievable amount of money,
Yeah.
and you don't want them just leaving on a free transfer, do you?
No.
So it might be a bit of that behind it, where it's getting him to sign a new contract. I don't know, something along those lines. Right, go on, Ben. Let's jump across to your team.
Yeah, 37 points this week so far.
That's decent.
Mendy didn't play, same as everyone.
Yeah,
Azpilicueta 7, Rudiger 5, Wan-Bissaka -1.
yeah, that's a bit of a change in it.
Yeah, last week he was my best player. 16 points he
Yeah,
got me last week. Then I got Bruno 0, Mahrez didn't play, Mount 3, Kevin De Bruyne 0 and injured, looks like. And Harry Kane got 18, Rashford got 5, and Salah got nothing. Oh, Salah plays tomorrow, doesn't he?
yeah, against
Yeah.
Leeds.
Yeah.
I think
It's,
Wan-Bissaka there, that -1 is a big thing about Dream Team, in it. So how well he did the previous week, and then everyone jumps on like let's get Wan-Bissaka, and he scored
yeah.
all these points, and bang, he gets you a
Yeah.
-1, and you
Well,
feel like you've been punched in the face.
yeah, the week before, Bruno got 23 points, and last week he
Yeah,
got 0, and he's got another
yeah.
0 tonight. So everyone will be like, oh, sell Bruno. And then he'll just come back and spank you, definitely.
It's true. It happens.
He only needs a
It
penalty, doesn't
happens.
he?
That's it. He does. He's
He's
a
not called Penandes for
I know.
nothing.
That's it. Yeah. It's been a low scoring week, hasn't it? Obviously, there's still games to come. There's a bit of a busy midweek again, isn't there?
Yeah.
But that could change massively. Massively. Hopefully, it doesn't too much. And then I might be able to get a team of the week out there.
How are you doing now,
Yeah.
innit? You must be near the top.
What, with my team?
Yeah,
With this Tony's Dream Team 11?
yeah, in the mini league.
I'm closing on 10th. I'm 14th, but the gap has gone from, I think it were about 2 or 3 pods ago, we were saying it were 100 and we're at 105 or something like that. It's down to something like 50 or 60 now.
Cool. I was on about
So,
the game week. You are top of the game week.
top of the game week, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
no prizes for team of the week this year, is it?
not this year.
Next year we'll sort that though, won't
Yeah,
we? Yeah, hopefully,
definitely.
hopefully get that sorted. Right, well, let's jump on to some listeners' questions. Connor has been on. Love it, Connor's questions. Is it time to drop United defenders? Straight to you, James, with that.
It's a tricky one, that, because if you look at Man United's fixtures, they're not screaming clean sheets to me. they've got Leeds. Leeds can score against anybody, as they showed last week against City. Um, I'm not sure about Roma. Do you boys are you following the Italian league at all? They play Roma twice in the next four, so I don't know what they're like defensively, but typically Italian teams are quite tight. So I don't know if they've got a decent goal scorer or anything, but
Edin
and they've
Dzeko,
also got
does
Liverpool as
he?
well. So
Sorry, James. Edin Dzeko, does he ring a bell?
he does ring a bell. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
he plays for Roma. He loves a
Yeah.
goal, doesn't he?
he does. Yeah. So
Um,
it's not brilliant fixtures for in the next four at least. They've got a strong finish to the season with the last four. Of course, they might have some extra fixtures in there as well. Um, if I think if you're looking at getting rid of Man United defenders right now, you've you've got transfers to burn clearly.
yeah, exactly what I was just thinking in my head.
Yeah, it's a long
Yeah,
month, isn't it?
Yeah, it's like you were saying, Ben. It's a long way to that 7th of May. There's probably 4 fixtures for City, United, Chelsea, and Arsenal in there,
Yep.
and to be spending transfers like willy nilly just to take them out. I'd rather just gamble that United got a couple of clean sheets out of them 4 games, or
yeah.
maybe 1, 2. Yeah, if
I
you've got
suppose if
you wouldn't bring them in, would you, James?
you wouldn't bring them in, but unless you've got transfers to burn, then yeah, you wouldn't get rid. And if you were, you might want to look at Chelsea that've got some pretty good fixtures apart from Real Madrid. So yeah,
Yeah,
Roma's 7th in their league,
okay.
so
Thanks, Ben.
they're not
they
doing
are.
too great.
Yeah, they aren't. They aren't. They're having a bit of a shaky season, Roma. But I still think going forwards, United. I wouldn't back on them getting clean sheets against Roma. Maybe at home. Um, but then Liverpool. Do you see them keeping out Jota, Salah, Mane, Firmino, the likes? Leeds. Do you see him keeping out Leeds?
That Liverpool game will be 0-0 again. It's
Yeah,
always 0-0 against
that's it.
Liverpool.
Yeah,
United are
it's
dead
true.
defences against the top teams, though, aren't they?
It's true. It's true, and they
Yeah,
usually lead to a 0-0 because they'll sit
good
back,
point.
and if they protect that back four, then United have got a decent back four, but they need them to sit with them.
Yeah,
But yeah, I wouldn't bring them in, but I wouldn't take them out either.
Yeah.
yeah.
You know what I mean? You won't be going either way, so I won't be burning transfers like James says. Yeah, there you are, Connor. That's our answer to that. Ash, it'll be a quick one. Any chance to buy any extra transfers? Is it?
Well, -4.
Yeah, we're talking FPL here, are we?
Yeah.
Or just chuck another fiver in pot and can I have a few more transfers? But I think everyone would wish to do that, wouldn't they?
Yeah. I think we're lucky to have 5 transfers this year anyway.
Yeah, I think we've been spoiled, haven't we?
Definitely.
Spoiled with the COVID thing, and I think everyone's probably going to get used to it as well, which is dangerous.
Yeah. I wonder what's going to happen
think
next year, actually.
Because if next year all these restrictions are open, this, that, other, are we're going to drop back to 3 transfers? Jeez, it's going to be tricky.
Yeah.
I think they might hold it. I think they might stick to it.
I don't see why they would go back. Yeah.
Do you think it creates a more open? It gives you, especially you have 1 or 2 injuries, you're screwed, aren't you? If you want to make start of the month, you plan, you think, right, I'm going to get him in, I'm going to get him in. That's 2 of your transfers gone. 2 players you fancied to get in for that next month, and then all of a sudden you've got 2 injuries. I'm stuck. I've only got 1 transfer. What do I do?
Yeah.
It's I think having more transfers. Well, I was going to say it suits the engaged manager, but I suppose you could argue the opposite of that, in that it allows you to get yourself out of trouble if you've made a stupid mistake. So, I I'm coming round to the idea. I mean, I always used to use two and always try and save one just in case
Yeah,
because you always get that odd injury or drop of form. But now you don't have to be too. Well, you can still keep one back and still change your team. So
yeah.
probably better.
Do you reckon, Ben?
Yeah, definitely. I seen tonight as well. Nacho twisted his knee at the end of the game.
Oh, don't tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Did he?
but he didn't come off. He twisted his knee and he was like rolling about the floor, and then the keeper booted the ball out, and then he got up and he started hobbling. So hopefully he's all right.
So we're
Typical,
looking
innit?
at the
Everyone's
De
getting
Bruyne.
injured now.
Oh, yeah, and we got the Euros in summer as well. It's going to be an interesting one, isn't it?
Mm.
Especially when City wrap that title. That's going to be really interesting. Yeah, so, yeah, sorry, Ash. We'd all love a few extra transfers, mate, but I don't think we're getting any. Five's enough. Five's enough.
50 transfers a season, isn't it now?
Well, yeah, that's a decent amount, now, isn't it? It's
Yeah, it's
more than
good.
in Sky.
It's gone up 20, isn't it?
Yeah. Right, Ollie Stockdale's been on. What's the Harry Kane situation? And is it worth bringing Lingard in for a more renowned midfielder? E.g., basically, would you replace a City, United, or Liverpool player with Lingard? Which is a very good question. I think we did touch on it last week, and he's scored again since.
Yeah.
So it's probably a good moment to touch on it again. Go on, Ben. What do you reckon?
Yeah, he's got 9 in 10. 9 in 10 games now. But what's he got now? He's got 2 games left until the transfers come back. It's
Yeah,
a tough one.
Chelsea and Burnley.
Yeah. It's, I'd probably wouldn't do it now, especially when playing Chelsea. City's got 4 games. Is that? Yeah, 4 games. 5 games. Well, obviously, the transfer's already gone though, hasn't it? So, yeah, 4
Yeah,
games. Chelsea's got 4 games. United's got 4 games. Arsenal's got 4 games. So, um, no, I wouldn't bring him in now. I'd probably look at next month's fixtures. If you had a Liverpool midfielder, I might move over to Lingard, but I wouldn't do it for United or a Liverpool one. Sorry, United or a City one.
City. Yeah, definitely because of the fixture amount.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, James?
Yeah, I think we've probably missed the boat with Jesse. If you were going to jump on, it would have been a week or two ago with Chelsea and Burnley. That doesn't scream goals to me. He's doing well. There's no doubt about that. The West Ham's running at the end of the season is good, but I still think you need to be considering the players with the extra fixtures really to bring in if you're going to be bringing stuff in. Unless you're chasing a mini league and you want to break the template. But I wouldn't do it with the next 2 fixtures. He's only got Chelsea left this month, hasn't he?
Yeah, and
Which is
then
only 1 game. So,
Burnley
Burnley.
and then he's
Burnley
got
before the
Burnley starting
transfers.
next month. Yeah, it's not a bad little run in though. The last 4, but they're not going to have as many fixtures as a lot of other teams. So I'm not sure I would do it personally.
Yeah, I mean, if you were going to do it, if you wanted to bring him in, I'd probably bring him in on before that Brighton game. The last 3 fixtures: Brighton, West Brom, Southampton. But not now. Now's the wrong time, I would guess. I know we spoke about it last week, though. A goal scoring midfielder, if he plays 1 and scores, and it's better than somebody who scores 2, 3 ratings.
He's on penalties now as well.
Yeah, I would. I never talk someone off him because I put him in last week as well in a couple of my teams. In fact, in one of the teams, I put him in with Greenwood, which is which I didn't have any of that foresight earlier on in the season. But I mean, he's a good option. He's a good option, like you say, for breaking a template. But yeah, City, United, got so many more games on him. It'd be scary to do it now. But towards the end of the season, he's definitely someone you should have in the back of your mind for maybe a last 2 or 3 games as a goal scoring differential. So on to another question of Ollie's. Best option for the third striker position for those who have gone Kane, Salah, or Kane, Son, or Kane, Rashford, Sterling. Basically, he's looking for someone other than Kane, Rashford, Salah. Are we talking Iheanacho, Jota, or someone else? Go on, Ben.
Um, well,
I'm going to say Iheanacho, aren't you, mate?
Lacazette's in form, but he's just got injured again tonight. So
Oh, fuck yeah.
he got 4 in 2 games last week. He was looking good on penalties. Looks like the main man now. Got nice fixtures: Everton, Villarreal, Newcastle, Villarreal, West Brom. He'd be the one I'd be looking at for a differential, definitely. Iheanacho
Yeah.
on form, but he's only got 2 games left this month until we get the new transfers. He's got nice fixtures: Palace and then Southampton. That's about it, really, isn't there? Unless you go for a different, like someone who's playing for a smaller club, but you're only going to get 2 games out of them, so I wouldn't bother.
What about Greenwood? Is that not an option?
Yeah, it's a good option, but
I,
I just think it's a
I know.
rotation risk.
Yeah, that's the trouble, isn't it? He is dirt cheap though, isn't he?
Yeah,
If you're on a budget, he's not a
Yeah.
bad shout, like Tony proved this week.
yeah.
Um,
I prefer Cavani if I'm going down that route.
yeah, he's only 3 million, isn't he? At the
I think
moment.
Cavani didn't start today, did he?
No, but he still scored.
Yeah, he's come
No,
on and scored. I get that, but why hasn't he started?
I don't know, mate. Strange.
because his knees. I don't know. I it must be because he's. I think he played. He probably played 90 in midweek,
Yep.
and he can't. He's trying to manage his time a bit because he's getting on, isn't he? So
Yeah, that's fair
it
enough.
can only be that, I think.
So I'd guess that Cavani's probably the rotation risk, and I think because obviously there've been injury doubts about Rashford as well. I think Greenwood's probably nailing his position down a little bit. And he's only 2.2 million or something on Dream Team. It is a crazy amount. He's only small and he's got quite a decent amount of points. You got Leeds, Roma, Liverpool. I think there'd be space there for them.
He's only got Dan James to really
Yeah,
fight with that right forward slot, I think.
yeah, he's only fisting him out, isn't he? And
Yeah,
I don't. I like Dan James, to be fair. I do. I think he gets a lot of flack. I think he's actually an all right player, Dan James. But then, yeah, I mean, is Greenwood going to be starting next game? He's scored today, scored 2. Surely he plays next game.
Yeah, surely.
you would think so. Yeah.
Yeah, last
Uh,
season Greenwood was on fire, wasn't he? But
yeah,
this
I
season
mean,
he's been very quiet. He's just come into form now, which is a good time to come into form with the Euros around the corner.
yeah, definitely.
Mm.
I think surely managers got to see it. Like score, do your job, and you keep your place. You've got to. You've got to encourage that, haven't you? Someone goes out onto the pitch, they've got to basically nail their place. So surely he can't get dropped after scoring 2, and if he does, it's a crime.
Well, Cavani scored 2 in 2, didn't he? And he got dropped.
But then, like James says, I think he's got dicky knees.
Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
so, so there's a little bit of a difference. What's Greenwood? Is he 19-year-old, 20-year-old?
Yeah, but
He's not got dicky. Not yet. He's not got dicky knees yet. But yeah, I think Greenwood's a good shout. Cavani, like you say, he's a good shout.
what
But
about Werner, Tony?
I, I mean, we're gonna have to touch on Werner, aren't we? I mean,
Got another attacking return this week.
he did. I mean, he's got 5 points. I put Son in, and he got 3 points.
Oh.
Werner gets 5, but Werner will get a stick.
Hey, I've seen that he's got 19 attacking returns this season, but Dream Team don't seem to like him. They don't give him the the 7 rating.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. He don't get it. I tell you what, I seen the assist for Ziyech's goal and the run he makes.
Yeah.
And if you watch the celebration afterwards, he turns. I don't know. Is it Chilwell? I don't know who he turns to, and he gives him the thumbs up and says, "That's exactly what I want. That is the ball I want.
Mount.
I want to
Mount
be.
said it
I want to be stood on that end of that defender, and just put it through to me. Let me run onto a ball. That's all he wants." And someone's give it to him, and the thumbs up. It's good to see it in his eyes. He's just like, "Yeah, that is feed me, and that's what I can do." Decent ball across. Obviously, he's not had to score, but he's had the vision to give it a simple tap in. Just a great goal. A good goal. Well worked.
Dodgy goalkeeping, though.
Well, you could go to that.
I don't
mean,
think Edison would have done that, ran out and like try to challenge Timo.
possibly not. But then, I mean, maybe that would have forced Werner into having a shot himself. You don't know what's going to happen then. But the fundamentals, the run from Werner, which I'm not Werner's dad. I might be Mason Mount's dad, but I'm not Werner's dad, not yet. But I watch him. You watch him play, and the runs he makes. You watch. He must be so frustrated sometimes. He's obviously come from a side that plays to his strengths, who puts him through all the time, and the amount of runs he makes, like decent runs, and he never receives the balls. It goes unnoticed. But in that game, that highlight, he got thread through. He was there. He did his job. He made the goal. It doesn't matter whether he put it in back at net or whether Ziyech put it in back at net. He did the work.
Yeah.
So yeah, fair play to him. And hopefully, I mean, next season, a good summer under his belt over in England. I think he's definitely someone to be watching for next season.
This time next year, Rodney.
We'll be millionaires, mate.
If it was if I had to pick two, I like Ben's call of Lacazette because you've got the extra fixtures, assuming he's not
definitely
injured, and I still think Iheanacho is a good option. I would be picking from one of those two. I think.
Yeah,
for your third striker slot.
I think you're always worried, aren't you, with Arsenal and Lacazette? He's such a good shout because, like you say, the fixtures are there. He's on form. He's on fire. Is he going to play?
Yeah.
Well,
is he going to play though?
Captain
Aubameyang will probably come in.
Well,
he'll probably recover from flu. Everyone will be upset because he brought Lacazette in.
He's got
malaria.
He's got malaria.
Is it malaria then?
Yeah, that's what they're saying. He posted on his Instagram because we had a question last week, didn't we? Has he really got flu, or has he got another tattoo in lockdown or something stupid like that? No, he's got malaria according to his Instagram account. And I don't know the recovery time from that, but it makes you weak, doesn't it? And I think it can take a while to get over that.
Yeah,
Isn't it strange? 6 to 8 weeks. Isn't it strange how he played? He come back from international duty. He come off the bench, played in Europa League or something, and then he said he's got malaria.
Yeah.
Strange.
Yeah, you think it might be
before he played
a ploy for something else, Ben, and he's not really got malaria.
Surely he's not at Arsenal next year, is he?
Eh?
Surely Aubameyang's not at Arsenal next year.
Well, he's not performing to his 250 grand a week or whatever it is he earns, is he?
Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of an Ozil situation coming up for Arsenal again.
Yeah.
Where they're going to be stuck with someone who's overpaid, underperforming, and on a massive contract.
And
yeah,
how many? Was it 3 years he signed in the summer?
Yeah. And there was a celebration around it, weren't there?
Yeah.
Like finally he's signed and this, that, other.
Yeah.
He's done sod all since.
Last May he ripped Man City and Chelsea apart, didn't he, in the FA Cup?
Yeah. Yeah.
And he won the cup for them.
I mean, we all know what on form Aubameyang. We all know what he's capable of. He's a quality player, but all season I've not seen anything from him. Anything. He's scored a couple, hasn't he? Scored a hat trick, and this, that, there about against a few Sunday League teams, but yeah, he's not done much. But yeah, Lacazette, if he can stay in the side on form, he come over from France with a great goal scoring record. He's never ever been able to nail down that starting berth for Arsenal, which is a shame for him. Probably a shame for Arsenal as well. But
Surely he's got it now, though, hasn't he?
yeah,
He's doing his
you've
form is
got
too
to.
good, isn't it? I think so.
Hopefully, Arteta sees what we see and
Yeah,
think, let's leave him in there.
yeah,
He's scoring goals. He's our number 9. Keep him up there. Leave him up there. Play Saka. Play Pepe. And let's see what damage they can do.
yeah.
But yeah, just struggling to trust Arsenal in Dream Team. But yeah, Lacazette's a great shout, like for the price and fixtures as well, extra fixtures. So be good to see that going forward. So he's always an option as your third striker and a differential as well. So yeah, let's discuss this. So if Kevin De Bruyne is out for a long time or mid range, who's the best replacement for him? Go on, James. I'll let you answer that. Mate.
Um, well, strangely, I'm thinking I got rid of Gundogan this week. But when Kevin De Bruyne is out, Gundogan seems to step up. So I'm
Yeah,
actually thinking if KDB is out for a long time, it's a hard thing to do to get rid of a player and then bring him straight back. But I think sometimes you've got to realise that wouldn't say it was a mistake. It was probably the right call. But if KDB's out, I've got no shame. I will be bringing Gundogan back. I think my only other option really, because there's not really a lot of midfielders that are banging the points in this week. Well, sorry,
yeah,
at the moment. So the only other option for me, I think, if KDB looking at my team at least, would be to go 4 at the back because some of the
Yeah.
defenders are well, they were until the last couple of weeks at least matching the midfielders. I mean, you got the likes of Mason Mount, I suppose, who I've got. Um, Foden's doing well. What do you think, Ben? Is there anyone we're overlooking perhaps in the midfield?
I was just going to say exactly the same as you to move to a back four if you're struggling for a fourth midfielder.
Yeah,
Um, Gundogan's going to be the main man, isn't he? Or Foden. They're going to play a lot more. Um, yeah, I agree with you.
Mahrez has not didn't play again this week, did he? But he's still ticking along.
Yeah, he,
I think we've probably got to touch on him, haven't we? Where obviously he takes penalties now.
yeah.
Yeah, that was a surprise. I was a bit annoyed that KDB didn't take it, but
I wasn't.
It's a tricky one. Whereas, like, so if De Bruyne is out, obviously, still we don't know whether he is or not. But I mean, Mahrez started most games. Um, Seems to be on penalties when he's on the pitch. Has that been confirmed now? He's penalty taker when he's on the pitch until he misses one, which could be any time. And like you say, Gundo though, we seen the best of Gundo, and we called this 5, 6, 7 pods ago. Where as soon as De Bruyne come back from his injury, Gundo has to drop back. He has to play that second fiddle. It's tough. It's tough for him as a player, but that's just where his position lies, and
yeah.
he is second fiddle to Kevin De Bruyne.
I
Yeah,
actually
he's been.
saw.
He's so good going forward, Gundogan.
Yeah,
He's so good.
I
Mm,
saw him in an interview. Not only like a couple of weeks ago, where he said, I'll play wherever I need to for the benefit of the team." And he says that means I have to sacrifice myself and not make the forward runs that I was. Then I'm happy to do it. At least that's what he was said to the media.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, as a football player, you got you can imagine where he wants to be, and where you take De Bruyne off that pitch, and Gundogan will show you where he wants to play, and, and he's good at it. He's very, very, very good at it. He's one of the best. So yeah, it is a shame, but I think with De Bruyne, if he is out, if he is out injured, I think yeah, you're probably right. You might have to revert that transfer,
Yeah.
and Gundogan might be a good shout going back for him.
They're saying it's not. The last I read, follow the Man City Extra Twitter account, and they're fantastic for Man City news, and they're saying it's not looking too bad, but I don't think they know for sure because it's still a bit early, isn't it? But
Yeah,
they're saying it's not looking too bad at the moment, but worth keeping an eye on it definitely.
yeah, definitely. Who do
Should,
you think, Ben?
yeah, Gundogan should play the next group of games with Tottenham in the final of the Carabao Cup, then PSG, and then they've got Palace in the league. He'll probably be rested, and then PSG again. So he should play 3 out of the 4 games if you bring him
Yeah,
in.
you'd expect so, wouldn't you?
And you were saying about Mahrez. Mahrez is more of a right forward, isn't he? So he won't be affected by the Kevin De Bruyne injury. So yeah, when I was saying about Foden and Gundogan, they'll should play more because of De
Yeah,
Bruyne being injured.
good shout
Yeah,
though.
definitely.
Yeah,
I was thinking about what about Saka as well?
yeah,
He could be a good fourth midfielder.
yeah.
Yeah,
Lots of games for Arsenal.
yeah. Put him in a couple of times this season. I've been stung by him,
Yeah.
and I think that's probably why I'm really down on the Lacazette or anyone mentions Aubameyang.
Mm.
I think for me, I'm done with Arsenal this season, and Saka's a good option. He's looked on form. And Pepe as well. I think if you look at Pepe's points tally, it's pretty impressive on Dream Team this year. But it's just trying to nail him. It's been a big struggle, and yeah, it's just not one for me.
Yeah, I mean Saka. Even Saka's. He's been. Sometimes they play him at right back, don't they?
Yeah,
I mean, he's not going to be as
yeah,
effective from that position, is he? I wouldn't. His chances of getting in the points are much reduced, I think.
yeah,
Scored in Europa League, didn't he, on Thursday?
Mm,
Um,
yeah,
yeah. I think that's what we're getting though. We're getting flashpoints from him, and being able to have him at the right time is just it's just proving to be a bit of a struggle. Same with Pepe,
mm.
and because like I say, he's got a decent amount of points, but
mm.
getting on them points at the right time it's just been a nightmare trying to get hold of that.
What do you guys think of Ziyech? Because a friend of the pod, um, Matty brought him in, and he scored yesterday, didn't he? Could potential be an option, or is the rotation too much with Ziyech?
Well, when he first went in, Ziyech I think was one of his fancies. I don't know, and then he picked up a bit of a niggle and he dropped out the side.
Mm,
So maybe Ziyech is one of his fancies, and maybe Ziyech is going to play more, as much or more than others. I think he fancies Pulisic, um,
Yes.
Havertz, obviously up top. I think there's four of them vying for that
that's the
space.
problem, isn't it? Yeah.
It's tricky to call, but I mean Ziyech seems to be doing the damage whenever he's on the pitch. He does.
I don't like going for players that and that's why I refuse to have Mares for again this season because I just can't
Yeah,
handle the rotation.
yeah. I mean Foden has been an absolute nightmare season for anybody who. We can all sit here at the start of the season. I did, and I said Foden. This is his year, Foden,
Yeah.
and then we can probably look and see Foden's probably one of the top scorers in Dream Team.
Mm.
I don't think I'm wrong with saying
He
that,
was
is he?
actually 3 points ahead of KDB the last time I looked. Can you believe that?
I mean, right. So that's crazy. But then, if you're a Dream Team manager and you're someone who's sat and right, Foden's not played for 2 or 3 games, or he's missed 2 out of 4 games, I need to get rid. I need someone who's going to maximise my points. You get rid of Foden, but you get rid of one of the top scorers in Dream Team without knowing it. We only know it at this point because hindsight's wonderful,
Yeah.
but we we don't know that. It's so frustrating. A player of his quality that keeps getting benched, and like you say, we don't want to play rotation risks. We don't want to play like Ziyech, who he might not. you come to the weekend and all of a sudden, shit, three of my players aren't playing. Ziyech ain't playing. Foden's not playing.
Yeah.
It's so frustrating to be involved in.
I'll just put Lingard in then.
It's true, mate.
At least he's
It's true.
nailed.
Every Saturday or Sunday, Lingard's playing, and
Yeah.
well, at this moment in time, every weekend, Lingard's scoring as well.
Yeah.
Do you all remember that bet that guy had? Lingard not to have a shot. Was it a shot on target
All
all
season.
season?
Oh,
And he came on in the 90th minute for United in the last game of the season
Yeah.
and had a shot.
Scored against Leicester.
He scored against Leicester.
Knock us out of Champions League space.
wow. That's
I
unlucky.
used to
isn't
play
it?
for Leicester.
What a prick.
He always scores against us. Always scores against us.
But yeah, just want to have in it. Yeah, brilliant. Right, go on, touchy subject now, because this gets my back up, being a Blackburn Rovers fan. What do you chaps think about the European Super League? And we'll go to you, James. Like you have your say, mate, and then
Well, it's like Gary Neville quite eloquently put on Sky earlier today. It's all about greed, isn't it?
yeah,
Have they asked the fans, do we want this? No, no. I don't know a single person that says, yeah, the Super League, that'd be brilliant. I'm a Liverpool fan, and my team is one of the six alleged clubs that are pushing for this. I don't. They even asked Klopp back in 2019 what he thought of this potential European Super League, and Klopp says, "Who wants to play Real Madrid every year?" Well, he's got a point. We don't.
yeah,
You need to have. I mean, of course, the whole point of this league is that the founder member, the 15 founder members, won't ever get relegated. Well, that's not right, is it?
yeah.
Leicester. Imagine Leicester never getting, not being able to get in the Champions League because their UEFA coefficient wasn't high enough. You'd be well hacked off, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it really gets my goat. The fans don't want it. It's just the greedy clubs trying to push it through, is what I think.
It's balls, isn't it? I mean, it's embarrassing. Like you say, as you're a Liverpool fan, and then your club is now embroiled in something where the fans have never been consulted on this.
Right.
It's nothing to do with the fans. It's to do with the greedy owners who want to maximise profits out of a brand or an establishment. It's nothing to do with football. It's disgraceful, absolutely disgraceful that they think that they can make this little Super League where, like you said, there's no relegation, there's nothing to answer to.
Yeah.
Right? Where's the prize? Where's the prize for the rest of the English Football League? The rest of the English football pyramid has to work to get to somewhere. Like you got your Leicester. Leicester won the league not long ago.
Yeah.
Where's Leicester's in by? Do you know bollocks?
Well,
Yeah.
Like you've got Tottenham,
Yeah.
Arsenal. These teams and they won nothing. Like for years. For years though. Spurs especially. Like, do you want to get on like about teams that have won stuff? Like it's all about money. It's not about history or it's not about earning your right to be somewhere. Competition is about fair competition. You've got to have the pyramid is built the way it is because you aspire to get to the top.
Yeah.
And once you get to the top, then you get rewarded with European football. And I'm sure Ben will feel the same as, especially as being a Rovers fan, a fan of a smaller club, is when you do reach them pinnacles, the little bits that you get after it, the European football, the right to just say that my team has been champion of England, like them things matter. And with a European Super League, all you're doing is taking away from all of that crap. And not just that, is you're removing all like the foundation of the English Football League. Like Liverpool fans don't want to see their team, like you say, playing Real Madrid every week. What fun's that? You earn the right, don't you, by finishing in the top four. Like they've drowned, they've diluted it for years. They've gone from the Champions League the champions, like obviously of every country, then to the top 4 of every country, or to the top 4, top 3, or top 2, whatever, or whatever on whatever like criteria. And it's always been coming. It's always been coming that the people, oil-rich countries, want to.
Of course, there's these American owners. They don't have relegation in a lot of their
They
sports.
don't understand it.
Well, because it protects their interests. But the thing is,
Exactly.
it's the relegation at the end of the season. Imagine the Premier League this year if the likes of Burnley and Newcastle and Fulham didn't have anything to play for because they knew they were safe. Well,
Yeah.
crap. And
Where's
that's
the
what it makes it
integrity?
interesting.
Yeah, it's the integrity of the competition, isn't it? These teams at the bottom are still playing for their lives, basically.
Yeah,
So then you get the integrity from the top to the bottom
yeah,
because everyone's still vying for their own thing,
mm,
and that's what makes, or not just our league, but around Europe especially, our leagues are so special because that is what is drilled amongst. It's all the way from the kids, grassroots, all the way up. It's about competition. It's about striving to better yourself, to be able to grasp, get up there, climb that ladder. If there's no ladder, if you're taking the ladder away from all these other teams, well, what is there?
Well, Tony, I think they're leaving a tiny little ladder that if you, but that ladder's so small, and I'm sure they'd love to get rid of the ladder altogether, but
It's just,
it's not right, is it?
it's tosh. I hope it gets absolutely just kiboshed. So I hope they go ahead with it. Not for your sake, James, but I remember before Blackburn Rovers got relegated to the Championship, as it was, and I think we'd just come off Ewood Park and we'd been thumped 6 or 7 nil at home, and we'd gone back to the pub after the game. We sat out in beer garden. We had a discussion. We said, "It's not fun, this, is it?" And we had 6 or 7 games when you're playing Man City, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham, Chelsea, and we had 5 or 6 games. So double it, 12 games a season where you know you're going to get thumped. And said, what would you prefer? I said, well, I prefer we get relegated. And we go to the Championship. And in the Championship, every time we step out onto that field, we know we've got a chance of getting 3 points.
Yeah,
And that's more exciting for me. And that's what it's always about, competition. It's got to be a fair competition. There's a lot of better teams in that Championship than Blackburn Rovers at the minute. But I know we could probably beat any of them. But you step foot into champion, you go and you watch Norwich come back up into Premiership next year, and they're cannon fodder. They're gonna, do you know what I mean? They're gonna get beat by so many teams and beat heavily sometimes because the gap is so big. And this is what it's all about. It's about money, greed. The gap is just too big now,
yeah.
and it's infuriating, but it's money, men. I mean, I'm glad my team isn't involved in anything like that. I think there'd be a bit of embarrassment about fans of United, Liverpool, City, Spurs, and Arsenal. I mean, even more so, because I mean, at least Liverpool, United, and City are big sides. Oh Jesus, I can't say that. No, but I mean, I mean recently. So
Hey,
like,
but
about winning
United are in the
things.
Europa League.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. I'm passionate there. I don't know why I'm so passionate about it because it's not my Premier League. I'm not involved in it, but it sends shockwaves through the Football League, and the pyramid is there for a reason.
Yeah.
What do you reckon, Ben? Because you've
Well,
not you've not had a bit of a say on
no,
it.
I heard something about the UEFA are going to disqualify them from domestic leagues and everything. The teams that have agreed to go into this.
Yeah, and you'd like to think the threats from UEFA and FIFA will be enough to put the players off or put the clubs off actually getting involved in it. But if it isn't, because we know if they create a Super League, if they create a European Super League, Sky will follow. Sky will put their money in it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter, and they'll put their pundits in it, and it'll happen. It'll happen, and all of a sudden the pressure will then be on back onto FIFA and UEFA because they're not the money men. Money talks, and they're not the money men at the end of the day.
Even Boris Johnson's come out tonight and said it. He thinks it's a bad idea. He tweeted about it earlier. So
Yeah,
hopefully it will die a death like it always does, and no doubt it'll come back in a couple of years' time like it always does, and they'll keep trying, I'm sure. But hopefully it'll get quashed, and it'll be the end of it
yeah,
for a couple of years at least. A lot of the fans from certainly like a club like Liverpool will protest against it because we've got a history of being a club of the people. I don't think the Man United fans will even go for it. To be honest with you, I don't want to. I prefer watching the Premier League. The Premier League's a great product already. I don't want
yeah,
to do anything that dilutes the Premier League. I know it's a replacement for the Champions League, but you could see it as being one step towards that, having one mass European league. And I don't want to see that. What about all the history of the playing Everton and United away?
yeah.
All those games that mean so much to so many people. You can't just get rid of all that history. And I'm not that interested in playing European teams every week. It just doesn't
Nah,
do it
there's
for me.
nothing there, is there?
No.
It doesn't beat a Blackburn Burnley derby. It doesn't beat a Liverpool Everton derby.
Yeah.
The matches that completely matter. Like, you can't replace that with European games. European games, they're special in their own right for a reason because they're one-offs or, like you say, Real Madrid. Who wants to play Real Madrid every week?
I was
Couldn't
just
care
about to
less,
say
would
that
they?
about the derbies. You won't get the proper die-hard derbies that you get in the domestic leagues.
Because it's about the fans. It's
Mm,
about the fans, that adrenaline that you feel. Derby day comes up. Yeah, right.
exactly.
Wake up playing Burnley today. Like, I know it might not be exciting for you, but for me, that were as a kid, we're playing Burnley, and that's it. The adrenaline were huge, even as a kid. We loved it, but you wouldn't match that. Put that against any other team, you're not matching it.
Have you guys
Yeah,
actually heard anyone that actually wants this? Because I haven't, like I said earlier.
no, that's what's sad about it. But yeah, anyway, off subject, but I think it needed to be heard. I think because it's a big talking point. But yeah, hopefully that just gets kiboshed. Let's go on to the top 10 of the Dream Team Tonic League. Let's lighten things up, shall we? I'm still not there, but in 10th, we've got Tom Brindley, leg end 2. In 9th, we've got Sam Winall with Wiggy's Wanderers. In 8th, Scott Harris, Dream Team Professor. Joint 6, we've got Dodgy's Sister Athletic, James Fricker.
Yes, come on.
Get in. He's up there with Peter Brown and Hodor FC.
Very tight there, yeah.
1 point above them in 5th is Wayne Herbert and the Villains. In 4th, Trent Enders, Mick Barham. In 3rd, and catching, is Ben's DT Tonic 11, Ben Lee.
Come on!
God. In 2nd is the Smoking Guns, Lee Allett, dropped a place. Fergie's back on form. There he is, number 1, Fergie time, Andrew Ferguson. 32 points so far this week. We get that updated. Back on top. Just a quick shout for now. We will be having a Fergie special a week on Monday. We'll give the listeners of this pod an opportunity to ask Andrew Ferguson a few questions. If you want to send them in, DM them into me, Ben, or James on Twitter, and we'll get them asked to Fergie. We'll have about half an hour of his time. We'll get all the questions put to him, pick his brains. If not for this season, but for next season. And we'll make sure we get off to a flyer. Hopefully, Fergie holds on and seals the deal up top. Ben, hopefully you catch him in this league and save us on some postage costs. Because I think it'd be at $4.99, won't it? I mean, I'll have a word with Mrs. See if she'll write a check. But yeah, obviously we've not done the percentages, have we? So let's have a quick run through the percentages. Top 1K ownership, Bruno still up there at 98.7%. Kevin De Bruyne, 95.6%. That might drop in the next few days, depending on what goes on with his injury. Harry Kane, 91.5%. Any big names up there that shocks you? I mean, Azpilicueta's up there, Mendy, Mount, all on the
Jesus,
rise. Jesus, where is he?
17%.
Right at the bottom.
Gabriel Jesus, yeah. I mean, it's a decent shout, isn't it? I mean, maybe you were a punt for this week.
I think he's like a player you have for the third round of the FA Cup. When you get like Cheltenham.
Yeah, score a few against Shrewsbury or Cheltenham.
Yeah. About time they've jumped on the Chelsea train, hasn't it? It Mount's up there now and Mendy.
Yeah, it is.
Still no
It
Rudiger,
is.
though.
Which is a weird one.
Yeah.
Because he's probably one of the most nailed.
Exactly, yeah. Azpilicueta's up there, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, Cesar, Mendy, got to be 44%, and then he don't play when they keep a clean sheet. Frustrating.
Reece James is on there. Just.
Yeah. For attacking returns, possibly.
Yeah. He seems to come off the bench, doesn't he, every game, or he'll play every game. He gets some sort of minutes, and if he gets a clean sheet, he'll get the clean sheet points. He's a little cheap player to have in your team.
He is. He is. Let's go on to later sins then, Ben.
Yep.
Let's have a gander at them, mate.
Right at the top, we have Lingard, 16,000.
Look at that.
Been rewarded with a goal. Lacazette, injured. 4 goals last week, 36-pointer. That was a bit of a bummer, innit? I got him in as my differential, didn't I? Luckily. 36-pointer. Then we got Iheanacho, another man on fire. Scored again tonight. We're going to Wembley, lads. Again.
Happy days.
Cavani, he's knocking them in, isn't he? 3,000. Son, the punted on Son for the double game week.
Yeah, definitely.
We've got Shaw, 3,000. Mount, 3,000. De Bruyne, bit late to the De Bruyne train, but 2,500 brought De Bruyne in. Kane, the same. That's the top 8 or so. What do you reckon, lads? Anything on there surprises you?
I thought Shaw's got a few injury niggles and stuff, but he did actually play yesterday, so I'm guessing he's over that. But he is one of those players, isn't he, that seems to pick up knocks.
Yeah.
I think there's better options in the Man United defence. Despite
Yeah.
him looking good on the eye, he doesn't seem to pick up the points like Wan-Bissaka. Certainly not as much as Maguire. I guess he's probably a bit. He's a million cheaper though, isn't he, than Wan-Bissaka? So you can understand it. It's not a bad shout.
He gets rotated a lot though in the Europa League, doesn't he, with Tellez?
Yeah, well, like I said, he can't play him every game. I think because he is one of those players that will break down. So I think he's saving him.
Yeah,
he's been awesome this year though.
Yeah, it's been very good. I see a lot of people brought some Pulisic in as well this week, based off his performances in the last few weeks, I suppose.
Yeah, he's been doing well.
Play.
Yeah,
or he comes off the bench.
Yeah.
Right, so on to the transferred out then, James.
Yep, so nearly 9,000 people got rid of Gundogan this week. Yeah, I mean, he's not been starting, so every game. He's been rotated quite a lot, isn't he? I mean, I got rid of him myself, but yeah, I'm not massively surprised there. Aubameyang nearly 8,000. Again, well, he's got malaria, so allegedly malaria. Um, Still, people getting rid of Grealish. Grealish is on here every week, isn't he? He's in third spot. 6,000 got rid of him. I'm surprised people are still holding on.
Yeah, yeah.
Calvert-Lewin's out injured, isn't he? He's got 5,000 people got rid of him. 4,500 got rid of Ben's mate Sterling.
Yeah.
Werner in sixth place, 3,000 odd. So yeah,
I'm
that's
one of them.
the top ones. Any surprises on there for you boys?
Yotta.
Yeah, that is a surprise, isn't it? He didn't start the other day, and he has had a couple of blanks, but
I
perhaps because
think
they've gone out of
maybe
Europe.
it's the punt. Yeah, it's the punt. Probably the punt from the
Yeah,
European games. Same with Mane just below him as well.
well,
Well,
Mane's been he's he's not
what's happened to Mane this year?
he's not been the same player. He's just not looked on top of his game. I think he might be one of these players that's sort of missing the fans. Plays to the crowd. Um, yeah, he's not been himself. I mean, even Klopp dropped him the other day. He did come on, of course, but Manny would never be dropped normally, and
No,
it wasn't for
never.
rest reasons he was dropped. He's just not been in form, and Klopp pretty much said that.
Yeah.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see the new Manny come back next season all refreshed.
Did you
Hopefully.
did you see that stat? There's a defender that's got the same amount of goals as Mane in the league.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, was
Stuart
it
Dallas.
Dallas, yeah.
Yeah. He's not really a defender though, is he? But
Not really.
that is amazing though. 7 goals.
Yeah.
I love an out of position defender
Mm.
when it comes off like.
Yeah.
I've not seen him in
Stuart.
any Dream Team teams that I've looked at, but he has got quite a few. He's got a reasonable Dream Team points tally.
He's been massive in other formats.
Yeah,
Stewie Dallas has been massive.
Yeah.
And it probably shows where there's a little bit where it goes a little bit wrong. Dream Team, not all the time. I mean, obviously, different games and stuff like that, but just shows where a player that has been huge somewhere else has been useless in Dream Team.
It's just because of
Really,
the fixtures, that's all. Because of the European games and the FA Cup, the League Cup. Lingard's the same because
yeah,
he's not
yeah,
really an
true.
option in Dream Team.
No,
He is, but
no, he
he
isn't.
can't. You're going to be short on fixtures. You know what I mean?
Yeah, trying to grasp him in somewhere. Yeah, suppose so, mate. Suppose so. Well, they're the ins and outs, ups and downs. Differential league, that won't be sorted until Thursday. Thursday, I think, on Twitter. I mean, Lacazette absolutely smashed it for Ben last week. Bit disappointing because we're getting close as well.
Yeah.
It were all going really close, and
Ian
he pulled
Ashley.
one out right at the bag.
Hopefully, Ian Ashley's not injured because that was the community pick this week, and he scored today, so that's good.
How many points did he get?
I don't know.
Oh no, he only got 5, didn't he? Because he didn't play very well.
Really?
I'm always joking. No, I don't know. I think he got 8. He's in my team, isn't he?
I wonder if Fafana got man of the match. I thought he was the best player on the pitch.
Fafana got star man.
Yeah, he was best player.
Oh, there you are, Ben.
Definitely.
Happy days.
I think he's going to be coming in for my Sky captain on Thursday for the West Brom game.
Yeah, Fafana got 13 points this week. Can you believe it?
Yeah.
Clean sheet, star man.
He was
West Brom
awesome at
Crystal
the start of
Palace
the
this
season,
week.
weren't he? What do you say, mate?
West Brom Crystal Palace
Yeah,
this week.
2
for
captaincy
Fafana.
days in Sky.
Yeah. Decent little run there for Leicester. It was a good shout at Iheanacho. Obviously scored today. West Brom Crystal Palace to come. Southampton after that. I mean, can't really go wrong with them fixtures. Hopefully he keeps it up.
Joe
Yeah.
Linton got 8 points this week.
Right,
Joe
I
Linton.
know. We laugh, don't we? But I called it. It was time to get on Joe Linton train.
You need to start a little. You need to start. Hey, you need to start a little meme for him. You know where it goes.
I'll be calling a cartoon in for him soon.
It goes Jolin, Jolinton.
Hey, I'll be on that actually. Jolene, get it on. Right. Anyway, if you've not been to the website yet and read these two crazy guys, Dream Team blogs, get on there. James and Ben, they both do a smashing Dream Team blog. When you started your team, Ben,
Yeah,
on here, what was you? You were thousands, were you?
yeah, well behind.
And what are you now?
Huh?
What are you now with that team? You're well high, aren't you?
200 and something. I can check for you.
That's crazy.
1 second.
Have a quick check. Whilst he checks, Reem, Louis, and Max do our FPL blogs. Louis and Max also do an FPL podcast. That's on our same channel. Give that a watch if you're new or are you currently playing FPL. Really good stuff. Reese, Lee, and Steve do our Sky Fantasy Football blogs. Really good stuff out of them. They're all doing well in the Sky Fantasy Football. And Mike, he does a fan team blog. Obviously, that can play into your FPL hands. Some really good stuff he puts out. Good tips, good advice. Where's your team, Ben?
Got it up now. 1 sec. 257 now. 257th.
257. That's not bad, is it?
Yeah.
Not bad for a team that I think when we
It's good.
started this podcast, I think what were you like 20,000 or something silly?
What
You were something silly.
what game
weren't you?
week did we start the podcast? About game week 9 or something.
Yeah, it was.
I can tell you where it was then.
Off top of my head,
110,000th I was.
in game week 9.
Yeah.
Wow, there you are. What were your aims? Getting to top 100.
Yeah.
That's not bad, is it?
Cracking.
Smashed it. Yeah. Anyway, like I say, a week on Monday we're gonna have It won't be our usual. We'll still have the regular podcast out on a Sunday evening, Monday morning. We're gonna have a Fergie special. I'm gonna pick his brains.
An extra pod.
An extra pod. And yeah, give you a chance to ask a question. So if you've got a question, drop it below the video. Go back to our Twitter, whether it's to me, Ben, or James. Just drop us a DM or drop us a message, and we'll try and get your questions to him. Anything you want to know, whether it's going into next season, anything about this season, anything about himself or about us, whatever. But yeah, give us a shout, and we'll get them. They're good. Thanks very much, Ben and James. Appreciate it to have your company again tonight.
Cheers,
Cheers,
Tony.
mate.
See you later, pal.
Cheers.
Cheers, mate.